Hey folks, before we dive in, hit that like button if you've ever dealt with a nosy neighbor from hell. And subscribe if you want to hear more real-life drama like this. Got a second channel for the juicier stuff, links in the description. And drop a comment with where you're tuning in from, city or country. Let's connect. Alright, settle down because what I'm about to tell you isn't some scripted thriller. It's my life, turned upside down one lazy Saturday morning when a cartoon almost got my boy killed. Yeah, you heard that right, a damn kids show. And it all started with the lady next door who decided our laughter was a threat to her perfect little world. See, after my wife passed, God, that was 3 years ago, city noise just got too much. Every horn blaring like a bad memory. So, I scooped up my son Jamal, who's 8 and full of that wild energy kids have, and we moved to this quiet cul-de-sac on Maplewood Drive in suburban Charlotte. Nice 2-story with green shutters, big yard for him to run wild. We were the only black family there. I noticed it right away, but the welcomes felt real enough, cookies from the block, smiles at the mailbox, and I figured, hey, this is our fresh start, a place where Jamal could just be a kid chasing fireflies without a care, while I kept fighting the good fight at the DOJ's Civil Rights Division, digging into hate crimes and bias that tear folks apart. But man, I wanted home to be the opposite, no cases, no tension, just pancakes and pajamas. The troublemaker, Mrs. Harriet Wilkins, lived right next door. This wiry old gal in her 70s, always in that faded floral blouse and khaki shorts like she was auditioning for a garden catalog. Hair pulled tight in a bun that screamed, I don't trust nobody. She'd perch on her porch swing, eyes like lasers following Jamal as he biked loops in the driveway. Not a warm grandma vibe, more like she was logging every move, filing it away. I'd wave, say, morning, Harriet, and she'd just stare, lips pursed, before shuffling inside her spotless house that looked like nobody ever laughed in it. I brushed it off at first, lonely widow, maybe. Her husband was some retired factory boss who ran the neighborhood like his kingdom back in the day, and she'd inherited that entitlement, that quiet resentment toward anyone who didn't fit her mold of proper. But deep down, I knew it was more, that silent census you take when you're the other, calculating how much space you're allowed to take up. That fuse lit on a sunny Saturday. I'm flipping blueberry pancakes, the kitchen smelling like heaven, and Jamal's glued to Galaxy Guardians in the living room. You know, that show with the laser battles and talking robots, explosions booming, him giggling like it's the funniest thing ever. Knock, knock, sharp as a judge's gavel. And there she is, Harriet, face twisted like she'd sucked a lemon, peering past me like she owned the place. Turn that racket down, she snaps, no hello, just venom dripping. It's disturbing the peace. This is a respectable street, not some circus. I blink, keep it cool. It's just my boy watching cartoons, ma'am. We'll nudge the volume a tad. But she cuts in, eyes narrowing. It's not just loud. It's violent. Aggressive. Folks around here expect better. Maybe where you're from, it's different, but we have standards. Oh, there it was. That, you people, sting without saying it, her words heavy with the implication that our black joy, our simple Saturday, was an invasion. Rage bubbled, but I stayed steady. I'm a prosecutor, trained to dissect hate without exploding. My son's in his own home, not breaking any rules. Good day. And I shut the door, firm, no slam, heart pounding as Jamal's laugh echoed from the couch, pure and innocent. Thought that was it, a petty spat. But nah, she just handed herself the excuse she craved, painting me as the aggressor in her twisted narrative. Pancakes hit the table, syrup poured. Jamal, come eat before I devour them all. No answer, weird for him, he's got a radar for food. So, I step in, and bam, world flips. Jamal's flat on the rug, hands behind his head, shaking like a leaf. And towering over him is this SWAT guy in full gear, rifle aimed right at his tiny skull. 4 of them, helmets, vests, like a war zone erupted in my den. They'd slipped in the back slider I'd cracked for the breeze. Hands up, down, now, one barks, slamming me against the wall, barrel jabbing my chest. Instinct screams to grab my boy, shield him, but the black dad in me knows, move wrong, and we're statistics. He's just a kid, 8 years old, I croak, palms out, sinking to the floor, cheek on the cool tile, eyes locked on Jamal's tear-streaked face, him trying so hard to be brave, not a peep. Through the open door, I spot her, Harriet, on her lawn, arms crossed, that smug nod like she'd won the lotto. This was her doing, twisting the cartoon noise into a hostage crisis with an armed threat, weaponizing the cops because, in her world, a black man saying no was danger enough. Her motive? Pure entitlement. She'd ruled this block through her HOA cronies, whispering about property values dropping with new elements, and me not bowing challenged her queen bee status, her fragile grip on the old ways. The lead sergeant, mustache twitching, kneels. Name. I drop it. Marcus Reynolds, DOJ civil rights attorney. Watch the color drain. ID check. Radio crackle. Stand down. False alarm. But the damage, shattered. Jamal's sobs finally break as I scoop him up, the burnt pancake smell mixing with gun oil, house scarred. Nightmares hit that night, him screaming, "Don't shoot," in his sleep, clinging like I'd vanish. He shadowed me everywhere, doorbell sending him diving behind furniture. Backyard, once his playground, now a no-go zone, her window too close. Helpless fury boiled. I build cases against monsters daily but couldn't erase the fear she'd planted in my kid's soul. Called my boss, laid it out, clinical. False report, rights violation. FBI rolls in, Agent Ramirez leading, tracing the burner phone to a corner store cam, Harriet buying it, agitated. Phone pings texts to Officer Klein, her nephew by marriage, a local cop with a rep for keeping order the old school way. Messages like, "That noise is threatening, I'm scared," him replying, "Call it in heavy, mention a gun, I'll back it up." Conspiracy fueled by family ties and shared bias, him protecting her legacy while she fed his ego as the neighborhood enforcer. But she didn't stop, escalated, sneaky now. Anonymous tip to my office claiming I'm abusing power to bully her, then a fake forum post ranting hate, signed with my name, from a library computer. I'm grilled in a stark room, explain this extremist screed. While Klein raids my house on a bogus warrant for illegal arms, tearing through drawers in front of Jamal, smirking like he'd finally got the troublemaker. Paranoia hit hard, colleagues whispering, HOA fining me for lawn damage from the SWAT boots. President Carl, this smarmy golf shirt guy, calls, "We're sorry, but the tension's unsettling, folks. Safety first." I snap back, tension. My kid had a gun to his head. He sighs, choosing sides, 'cause the feds are watching. Motives clear. HOA manipulated by her whispers of disruption, community fear of change letting hate fester. Then the turnaround, me, counterpunch. Digging timestamps, my alibi at Jamal's soccer practice miles away when that post went up. Library footage nailing Harriet at the keyboard, wiping prints like a bad spy movie. Texts exposed, Klein plotting the frame, make him look radical, the DOJ won't shield a traitor. Federal warrants drop. But I wanted poetic payback. Lured them to my living room, her thinking she's there to ID evidence against me, Klein arriving for a warrant serve. Door opens, she struts in, finger jabbing, "He threatened me right here, I feared for my life." Then Klein enters, confused, "Where's the perp?" Ramirez steps up, voice steel, "You're both under arrest, conspiracy, false reporting, rights violation." Her face crumples. "No, it's him, the bully." As cuffs click, Klein blusters, "This is a setup." But the sound, that metallic snap, overwrote Jamal's scream. She watched, eyes wide, seeing monsters cuffed, powerless. I lean in, whisper, you wanted to teach us our place. Lesson learned, yours. Trials dragged, but evidence buried them. Her, 8 years, him, 10. HOA imploded under scrutiny. Jamal's healing, plays ball again, laughs freer, but sirens still tense him. Scars linger. Me. Works fiercer now, every case personal, knowing hate hides in plain sight, ordinary folks enabling it through silence. But damn, it changed me, showed no sanctuary safe. You fight or fold. So, what about you? Drop in the comments, ever faced neighborhood bias that escalated wild? Was justice served here or too harsh? Share your take on community complicity. Let's debate, 'cause stories like this, they're everywhere, waiting to be told.